Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Barcast TV and to another episode of Barcast Daily. It is May 23rd, 2023. We've got another high-level replay for you all, so let's go ahead and start the game. I'll introduce our players. Spawning on the left side of the map, playing as the red pieces, it's Randy. So no stranger to the channel, and his opponent spawning on the right side of the map, playing as the blue pieces, his opponent Raghna. So both these guys sitting up really high on the leaderboards, 46 and 48 true skill respectively, and they're going to be playing on the cold place. Yeah, so this is an OG Total Annihilation map, if I'm not mistaken. For sure it was in Supreme Commander. I definitely recognize the topography, but I'll talk about the map for a little bit while these two players get underway with their opening build orders. We have this central little lake here in the middle, no mexes in the water, and surrounded by this tundra-like low, flat ground with a lot of mexes spread out across the map. And then there's this, I guess, bot traversable terrain surrounding the outside of the map. So that's enough of that. I noticed something's going on fishy here. It looks like we have an air factory first here from Randy. So he's already got his air factory up. Is he already reclaiming it? I think he's assisting this bomber that's being produced right now. So just going for a bomber. And he should be reclaiming this air factory. Yeah, see, it's already about 33%. Just going to finish up another Finch here so he can get some scouting information off and get a couple bombing runs against his opponent. So we'll see how much damage this actually ends up getting. And let's take a note of the actual positioning here. We go bomber first into Finch here. And notice the timing of this. This Finch is going to give the scouting information Randy needs to do a correct bombing run and give Raghna the minimum amount of time possible to respond to this. So looks like he already just starts an anti-air turret straight away. He has 3 more construction bots going for this, and he's going to get four wind turbines there with his first pass, so not bad damage here. Already paying for himself. So we have some chats going off in the spectator chat here, and we have another bomber out. Oh, excuse me, air transport. So Randy was able to reclaim that air factory and starts a bot lab here. And he should be using this air transport to move across the map with his commander shortly enough. I'm sure he's going to be assisting this factory just a little bit. Needs to spend that starting mass and get some of these construction bots out. We see one tick that's already moved across the map from Raghna. And let's see how Randy is going to be able to defend this. So he's going to use his bomber to try and take out this tick here. See this one lone isolated construction bot trying to add on a turret. Or excuse me, a mech here. Could end up getting picked off by this tick here. So yeah, that mech is going to go down. It's going to force a response out of here from Randy. Perhaps he's going to put up a turret. Got a couple ticks out on the board. Is he going to get another metal extractor here? He just barely keeps that alive. Is this going to go down? No. So that grunt takes out the 2 ticks, saves his metal extractor, and really denies any further damage from his blue opponent. So we still have this one Finch still flying around looking for the vulnerabilities here in Raghna's build order. He's got 2 expanding construction bots, one going north, one going south. Adding on some LOTs. He's already got his mexes capped. He's got 2 of these needle anti-air turrets, so, and a lot of build power out on the map. I mean, so many construction bots already built. We have 5 assisting this factory, 2 double construction bot gangs, and looks like Raghna is going to be moving his commander to the south side of the board here, so he should be expanding along the south side of the map. Meanwhile, his opponent, Randy, is flying his commander up to this north side of the lake here. So I really like this move, trying to capture as much of the map as possible, as quickly as he can. So he's going to be gobbling up these mexes here, adding on a couple wind turbines while he's stalling energy, and then should be going into capping those mexes. So really have a deficit in build power here. We can see the difference between these 2 opens. I want to say Randy is a little bit behind here. I know that bomber got a couple wind turbines, but we see Raghna is already 300 metal produced above his opponent just 4 minutes and 45 seconds into the game. So definitely Randy's got a little bit of work to do to catch up in this game. He still has this one bomber flying around, so that's one saving grace here. Looks like he got it repaired up and is going to be going for another bombing run. Let's see if he's able to do any additional damage here. Takes out one mechs. This LLT is not going to finish out that bomber, so great job retaining that unit. Lives to fight another day. And meanwhile, Randy has gone ahead. He's got an LLT up and a radar here at the top side of the map. He's going to be capping these mexes. Sure, he might end up adding an additional factory up at the top of the map. And is continuing to make construction bots, so he's got a decent amount of build power in the main base. He's got another radar here at the south side of the map. It's going to give him some forewarning about his opponent, and we can see the difference already in these two players' playstyle. Raghna has got a lot of pieces here on the right side of the board. He's got a lot of build power sitting in the main base, 4 construction bots assisting the spot lab. We have 1 construction bot adding on wind turbines, and we still have these 2 double construction bot expansion gangs here, adding on LLTs and metal extractors as they move up and down the map. And we got a lot of grunts here, or excuse me, pawns moving towards this top side. I wonder if Raghna knows the extent of how much Randy has expanded at the top side of the map. Take a look at these player cameras for now. Take a look at how Raghna is maneuvering his units, what he's choosing to look at here, just for a moment, and we'll take a look at Randy's point of view here. Looks like he's just adding on LLTs with his commander. Not sure if he's going to be picking up his commander with that transport and moving him to a different location. And we still have this whirlwind bomber out, so I wonder how much more damage Randy's going to be able to get with this unit before he ends up going down. Looks like he's got 3 kills. I think he kind of duked himself out of a bombing run there. Looks like he was about to release his bombs, but here we go. How effective are these bombs against these T1 pawns? And yeah, one pass doesn't quite kill one of these pawns, so it's going to have to go for a couple passes here to end up getting these units. We can take a look at the south side of the map. You have the good old Mexican standoff here between the grunts and pawns of either player. Neither one wants to move forward. And it looks like Raghna is going to be producing a forward vehicle plant here. So, sure, he's going to be producing some medium tanks and Janus here shortly enough. No reason not to produce the Janus's Armada. I'd say it's one of their strongest units. So much AoE. So slow firing. And if y'all like these daily casts, if you like these high-level 1v1 replays, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Leave a like, comment. Let me know what you want to see more of. I know I have a 2v2 coming down the pike, so for those of you who want to see more team games out of me, stay tuned, hit the subscribe button, and you should be seeing a high-level 2v2 coming out of me shortly enough, so looking forward to casting that. I know it's difficult to find, for me at least, these team game matches a little more difficult than they're just searching these high-level players and you know, looking for the big names out there, you know, Raghna, Randy, Slow. There's a bunch of guys out there. I don't mean to, like, Lapatka. I mean, there's tons of great players out there. So a little easier to find the good 1v1 replays. Looks like this bomber is going to eventually go down. Is this missile going to take him out? One hit left, so close to dying. I think he ended up getting a pass here. He didn't quite get that metal extractor. And yeah, he flies over this last needle turret, and that initial bomber finally goes down 8 minutes and 30 seconds into the game. Got a decent amount of value out of it. And we see how much this game is stabilizing. And, you know, looking at this map control here, let's say Randy's got a little bit more of the board locked up, and his commander is super vulnerable. We have one fighter here out on the map. If he was able to catch that air transport, his commander would have been instantly killed, but nope. Gets his commander out of protection, and we have some gunships moving across the map. So 5 gunships. Looks like it's going to give Randy a little bit of time to get up some anti-air turrets. He's got 1 LLT in the center here. Could end up losing all these central mexes here. So the one advantage Randy does have is going to be forfeit here to his opponent. And Raghna sitting a comfortable 3K, about, you know, 2.5, 2.7K mass advantage already here. 9 minutes and 30 seconds into the game. So I would say the advantage is going to go to Raghna. He's got a lot of troops here on the north side of the board, a lot of pawns moving into position here, but looks like he thought better of it and wants to move them to the south side here. anticipating this attack from Randy here. He's got a lot of tanks in the middle. A lot of these medium tanks, a couple pounders, and some grunts sitting behind his main line here. So definitely a force to be reckoned with. These gunships are getting so much value. It looks like they cleared out all these mexes. They're going to get 2 more construction bots here. And not before eliminating some more of these turrets here. So looks like Randy is really ambitious with taking back control of the center part of his territory. Excuse me, he's moving his commander down. He's going to be recapping these mexes, adding on some anti-air turrets, and really wants to lock up that side of the board here. Looks like on the south side we have a grunt run by here. Takes out a construction vehicle and a mex here. And that's going to force Raghna to move some troops into position. He's got a lot of pawns here that finally arrive on the south side of the board. So that was some good unit movement, anticipating this attack from his opponent. We'll see how well he's able to defend those. Looks like those gunships finally got cleaned up on Randy's side of the map. And he's moving his commander once again to retake some of those mexes. We see just how many pawns Raghna has here. He's trying to chase down these grunts of Randy here, and he should be able to catch up with them and eliminate all these grunts shortly enough, especially if they go unmicroed. So there's no escape, no retreat for these units here. All these grunts are going to go down to the pawns of Raghna, and that's going to give him a chance to reposition these pawns where he sees fits. Could end up moving those back to the north side of the board and try and take out this northern expansion. Or join his forces up here in the bottom side of the map. Looks like we have a lot of medium tanks being fielded by both players here. So looks like we got 25 brutes and 2 pounders for Randy to the 13 stouts and 3 Janus of Raghna. And it looks like Randy's going to step forward for a minute. He's going to try and take an engagement here. He's going to force his opponent back, and you really don't want to push into all these static defense and a commander. See, Raghna's commander is not too far behind. He's got that D-gun available to him if Randy chooses to push too far forward. So Randy decides to move back, wants to save his units, doesn't really need to push into a territory that... I mean, what does he have to gain by attacking into this bunch of this static defense here? I suppose he could end up taking out this forward factory, but chooses better of it. And we have a little bit of a run-by forming here on the south side of the board, so these pawns can traverse over this rocky terrain here where the vehicles cannot. And we see just how much of the map Randy was able to control with that commander. Moving forward, and it looks like Raghna was already able to move on to T2 here, so looks like he's got an advanced bot lab out here. He's going to be fielding some of these hounds soon enough here. I see a couple on the board already, so they can outrange a lot of these T1 units, and that's going to force Randy to pull back and perhaps go to Tech 2 as well. Yeah, so seeing that his opponent was already on T2, he's trying to get this advanced vehicle plant out, and I'm surprised he's not reclaiming this vehicle plant of his own. So we've got a lot of units here pushing forward on the south side of the map by Raghna. He's got hounds and stouts here moving forward, pushing Randy back, and we have this really sneaky run by here. A lot of pawns moving on the south side of the board, 30 pawns, so I'm sure he could find a lot of damage with these depending on where he chooses to attack. Still have this engagement on the south side of the board. A couple of welders making their way into the unit composition here for Raghna. And he's going to be pushed back for now, but that's going to give these pawns an opening here. Completely uncontested, 30 pawns. Could easily take out this advanced vehicle plant if he wants to target this down. And Randy was able to get out one of these pounders here, so that's going to help him defend some of these pawns. Quickly goes down to the target fire, but we have a lot of static defense here. So 3 LLTs, going to make short work of all these pawns, so that was a nice cleanup by a red player here. Looks like his advanced vehicle plant actually ended up going down, and along with the vehicle plant? No, excuse me. So that was actually a decent attack here. Raghna denied his opponent that T2 factory for now, and that's going to give him a lot of breathing room here. You can see he already has 3 advanced metal extractors already done, so he should be shooting up in metal produced here. We see he's already got a almost 10k metal produced advantage over his opponent. So that's quite the deficit from our red player here. We'll see how he's going to come back into this game. He's got a lot of build power in the main base here. He's rebuilding his advanced vehicle plant here, trying to reclaim this one he previously built with his commander. And Raghna's pushing forward. He's sensing some blood in the water here. He's got 5 hounds, a lot of medium tanks, a lot of Janus here, so it's a decent unit composition here. 5 Janus, 18 stouts, 2 welders, 7 hounds. Quite the nice T2 army here, and this northern expansion is completely uncontested. I mean, I'm sure if Raghna threw a couple of hounds against that, he could outrange all that static defense and easily take out that northern expansion, but he's leaving it vulnerable for now. Looks like Randy finally is able to get out one T2 unit. He's gone ahead and made a Czar here, so we can see just how much range this actually has. He's going to be able to defend himself against this T2 army, but you got to protect this tank. Taking a lot of Janus fire there, immediately goes down, so a little bit of miss micro there from our red player. Could have easily defended that with his T1 army. And it looks like Randy's still getting utility out of this air transport. He's able to quickly reposition his commander around the map here. And that was a really close call. Oh my goodness, that Falcon fighter almost took out that air transport. That would have been game right there. Looks like that commander is going to target down that fighter. That was so close, yeah. Looks like this wreckage is going to be reclaimed. We've got a Tiger heavy tank out on the map, and I still don't see a T2 construction vehicle from our red player, so it really needs to get on upgrading these mexes. We see Raghna is already on 5 of these advanced metal extractors, so he's definitely going to be shooting ahead in this metal produce. He's got 5k metal in the bank here, so he really just needs to spend his mass and steamroll over his opponent. He's got so many of these T2 mexes already built against his opponents, so just a matter of time before he's able to capitalize on that and put that into an economy here. So you can see how much damage this Czar actually does. That is so much damage. Did not realize how much splash damage these Czars actually do against these T1, T2 units here. Looks like Randy is trying to get one of these pop-up batteries here built. And this Czar should shoo away this army for now. That should give Randy a little bit of breathing room. I'd like to see him produce a T2 construction vehicle here. We see one is already out on the map, but he is stalling mass hard. And take a look at the statistics again. Raghna is up by 20k metal produced here, and we have so many units streaming across the map. I'm wondering how he's going to be able to capitalize on this tech advantage. This one single Czar is like keeping Randy in the game. 19 kills already. So really cool to see these higher tier units use their advantage against their opponents. And what is this? A light amphibious tank out for Randy. I'm gonna be surprised how he ends up, deciding to use that against his opponent. But for now, the battle is here in the south side of the board. Randy's holding on by the skin of his teeth. He's got 2 Czars out for now, and is finally upgrading his advanced metal extractor. So he's got a little bit of mass in the bank. What is Raghna choosing to do? He's got one sonar tower just built with his commander, so anticipating some kind of naval switch. And has an advanced vehicle plant out on the map, so he's going to be producing his own T2 tanks for now. He's got a lot of construction turrets here in the middle of the map. And finally, Raghna decides to push, so it's going to be pushing against these T2 units here, but these 2 Czars are going to make short work of this this T1, T2 army of Raghna. But it looks like, yeah, finally we have these starlights out on the map here, and these have so much range. You can take a look at just how far they can shoot. And that's going to give Randy a reason to retreat against these 2 starlights, these slow-moving units. Not sure how much damage they do, but yeah. So this Czar is gonna be repaired up back to full health. Got 3 out on the battlefield. You got a little bit of a fighter screen here from Raghna, so really defending himself against any kind of air switch. He's got a lot of scouts, a lot of fighters just patrolling around his base. And Raghna's moved into a T2 unit composition, so he's got 3 bulls, 2 starlights. That's going to trigger Randy to push forward here. And if Raghna's not quick, these starlights are really slow to turn and move back, so they could end up losing these high-tech units here. Loses 1 Czar for it and a couple of T2 tanks, but he takes out those high-value units. And meanwhile, Randy's got some amphibious tanks moving across the map, these Gar pikes. It's going to be spotted by this sonar tower here. We can take a look at the player views. Does Raghna actually see those? I don't see any radar signatures, so these could be slipped undetected onto the map, and I missed it. Meanwhile, on the top side, looks like some hounds actually finally cleaned up this northern expansion here, so really putting some pressure on his red opponent. We'll see if these Gar pikes are able to turn the tide here. They're going towards an undefended main base. I don't see any static defense here. We've got 1 beamer turret being put up. Wonder if Raghna sees these radar signatures. What's cluing him into this right here? Okay, it looks like these scouts are actually finally able to spot these T1 units, these T1 amphibious units moving across the map. He's able to get up a beamer turret, and meanwhile we have this huge air force heading towards Randy's main base, so he's going to try and take out all this power here. These wind turbine farms. You see 1 bombing run gets off. He's going for these anti-air turrets, so it takes out 2 of those for now. And is there any more anti-air left in the main base? I don't see any, so that's going to give these bombers free reign over the main base of Randy here. And not doing too much damage. I think he was kind of mistargeting a little bit on the on some of that infrastructure and construction turrets, but he takes out a lot of the energy of Randy here. Knocks him down to about 1.1k energy produced, and we finally see these T2 army kind of overpowering Randy. These mobile artillery doing so much work right now. Got 1 single starlight. It's got 4 kills. Look how much damage these do. So much range. And Randy's stepping forward with his commander, so he needs to turn the tide somehow. He gets 1 D-gun off, takes out one of these T2 tanks, pulls back. Can't take too much damage with that commander. Yeah, look at this main base. Wow, so much wind turbines. Got a lot of construction turrets, continuing to make bombers. And these hounds completely cleared out the north side of the map and all these expansions here. So Randy really cornered into this bottom left corner of the map. Got a couple tanks trying to chase down these hounds for now. Looks like those finally get cleaned up. Kind of missed those Gar pikes moving up on the shore here. Looks like those got cleaned up by these beamer turrets. He got 1 kill on this beamer turret. Don't see any more. Got a couple wrecks over here. I'm not sure if they got too much damage done, but can't say this game is gonna go on too much longer. We have another fleet of bombers forming up here in front of Raghna's base. And Randy's commander is sitting out in the middle of the board here, so that's going to trigger Raghna to step forward. He's going to target this commander. See Randy desperately trying to put up these soul collectors, trying to stop his opponent's advance, and that's going to be it. Commander goes down, and Raghna takes the game. So, well played, Raghna. Definitely using the superior economy to eventually overwhelm your opponent. So, just want to give a shout out to everyone who subscribed to the channel and liked the videos. If you want to see more of these 1v1 casts, then let me know in the comment section, and I'll see you all in the next video. Thanks for watching.